Ladies and gentlemen, Daniel Radcliffe joins us here on the Kevin Bean Show. Live from the Hard Rock Hotel, second floor, San Diego Comic-Con. Hi, Mr. Radcliffe.
Hello, thank you very much for having me.
You've never been to Comic-Con, although the legend has it that you were expected at a previous year.
I was, yeah, but that wasn't actually... I was never planning to go that year, and it was never organised that I would go. But Warner Brothers did a slightly... well, they basically said, Harry Potter stars will appear, and heavily implied that I would be here, when at no point they had worked out with me that I would be here.
But they said Schmanuel Smadcliffe, though, in your defense. They did say advertise it that way.
It was, so I was...
Who were you in Harry Potter? I don't understand.
I know, I understand.
That's one of the dragons, I think.
One of the dragons, okay. Yeah. So, in other words, the audience thought you were going to be here, but your intention was never to come. And so if they were disappointed, it's kind of
yeah. I'm very sorry.
Fault.
Yeah, no, I was really sorry if anybody was very disappointed at those times. But it was never.
When we came in this morning, we were told Daniel Radcliffe might not make it.
Oh no!
Because of the whole thing where you took on the Canadian Army. I don't know what happened. Exactly what happened.
No, basically, it was just some weird glitch. There's like a computer program which authorizes the printing of visas, and it shut down in I think all of Canada and possibly nationwide. And so you
got stuck there.
We got briefly stuck. I was supposed to come out here the day before, and so the 24 hours sort of after that were just worked out, like figuring out how can we get out there.
So they smuggled you into the country? Is that what happened?
Yeah, let's say that.
They put you in the trunk of a car and drove you across the border?
That sounds even more expensive. So yeah, let's go with that.
I know it's unrealistic to ask this, but the whole reason they have this paperwork and the whole reason they want to know who's going in and out of countries is because they're trying to stop terrorism, right? That's the gist of it. Don't they look at you and go, I think we're safe with this one?
I don't know. I think they think maybe I'm leading a double life, or, this is all some incredible cover.
It is true that no one would expect you to be working for the other side, so that would be kind of genius, actually.
People think Harry Houdini might have been a spy because he had all those connections. So, maybe I'm just doing the same thing.
Wow. Yeah. So what do you haven't
Wait a minute, hold on. Are you?
I couldn't possibly say.
Okay, yeah, all right.
So you haven't seen anything of Comic-Con in San Diego except getting to this hotel this morning, right?
Absolutely right.
It's insane out there.
Yeah,
I
know.
That, right?
I can't wait. I'm really
I can't imagine
excited.
what it's going to be like for you, though.
I don't know either. I'm really excited.
I'll tell you,
to find
if you
out.
walk out those doors, you will be killed. With love.
With love.
Okay, well, yeah, no, I would hope.
Still dead, but with love.
Okay, well, that's a better way to know.
Okay, all right.
Now, we're going to talk a lot about, we have Daniel for a few minutes, so we are going to get into this crazy new film that he's in promoting called Horns. It opens up everywhere on October the 29th. But just real quick, what are you doing here this time? Are you guys on a movie panel? Is that what you're doing?
I'm going to be with Joe Hill and talking about the movie, and just like trying to get people as excited about it as I am.
Now, Joe Hill is the very popular mystery and horror author who happens to be Stephen King's son, by the way, but he writes under the name Joe Hill, and he's tremendous, a best-selling author in his own right. And this book was very, very popular for him. Now, did you know anything about the book ahead of time?
Not before I read the script, and then I obviously went back and read the book and was just like, I'm always looking for things that are have like a really original voice, and particularly things that deal with a very kind of, I like things that deal with sort of a very grounded, earthy situation, like a situation grounded in reality.
That's not this,
but,
you know
that.
that.
No, but that have, but it is. That's the thing. It's something that is grounded in emotions we can all relate to about hurt and loss and things like that. But it just takes a really crazy way into it.
If I read this book, I would think they'll never be able to make this a movie. It's a fever dream.
But I know. But I mean, I think people think that about loads of books, and they've done it again and again. But it's I do, obviously things change in adaptation. And so, people who are really big fans of the book, I do think will be really big fans of the movie. But obviously, I think actually, films like Harry Potter sort of have really, and indeed Lord of the Rings, sort of really adjusted people to the idea of, adaptations and things.
And reading is for losers, too.
And that,
if they make a movie, there's no reason to ever read a book. Tell the kids why the film is called Horns.
Okay, that's one of the simpler questions you could ask me about the film, actually.
The only one.
Yeah, it's basically my character, Ig. Everybody in the town that he lives in thinks that he has murdered his girlfriend, and after a terrible drunken night, he wakes, and he hasn't, by the way, and then after a terrible drunken night, he wakes up with sort of small bumps on either side of his head at first, and then as he's looking into the mirror, just a small horn just bursts through, and it's about...
He has horns,
yeah,
people.
I have horns, and they kind of grow to like full devil horns within sort of 3 days, and over that time, I realised that they kind of give me the ability to sort of draw confessions out of people with this new satanic side. So,
See?
yeah, and it's great.
And I know what you're thinking. That old story?
Yeah, you've seen
really
that before.
again?
You did walk up to a cop car and got them to admit that they were gay and start making out.
Yeah, that's what I love about the
fascinating.
movie. It's like, it's really, you know, it's incredible. It's I like films that are hard to pin down in terms of genre, and obviously this is being sort of billed as, you know, horror or fantasy or whatever, but it is, you know, it's really funny. Like the first third of it is like this kind of brilliant, like absurd comedy, and then the middle part turns into this. It's got a really beautiful, tragic love story in the middle, and also it kind of has moments of proper sort of slasher horror and revenge. Yeah.
You've been involved in a lot of special effects work in your career, but probably nothing like this. I mean, you sprout wings, you fly, you're on fire, there are snakes. I mean, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I've never done a full body prosthetic before, ever, and that was something I was quite nervous about, because I'd done a full face on Potter, and it was not a comfortable experience. So yeah, I definitely was nervous about it, but Mike McCarthy and Mike Fields, the guys that did the work on me, were just like, I mean, they're artists, they're amazing.
Were those real snakes?
They were mainly real snakes. We
That
had
is
one
not
scene.
what I want any part of.
We had one scene with 100 live snakes.
Oh, dear God.
I have like a 6-foot-long python wrapped around me for the last third.
That was a real one?
That was a real one.
You know,
yeah.
you're allowed to
Her
say
name
no
was-
to some things, right?
I know,
Daniel?
but I don't like. If you would you like, I can't be the only person here who would like the chance to just like have a snake. Yeah, someone's nodding. Thank God.
Have a
Thank
python
you,
around
sir.
your neck?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
it's
but
cool.
he's shaky. He follows us everywhere he goes. That guy's a nut job.
All right, listen, we have to take a very quick break. Our guest is Daniel Radcliffe, making his first ever appearance here at Comic-Con. The film is called Horns, by the way, and it is honked up. I'm going to recommend drugs before, during, and after the movie to completely enhance your experience with horns. It opens up everywhere on October 29th. More with our guest in a moment, right after this on The Kevin and Bean Show at KROQ.